But why were you the only one?
And I wasn't trying to test the system. I was just trying to put some peace in the air because I was like, you know what?
Snoop Dogg's impressive career transition has been raising many eyebrows in the industry. See for yourself, guys. The once harsh rapper done a complete 180 on his public image in the last 15 years. He's gone from being one of the toughest guys on the West Coast to the kind of guy who hangs out with Martha Stewart. But there are whispers in the industry that such an evolution has its reasons. And if you ask some insiders, it certainly seems like something dark and sinister forced Snoop into embracing a completely opposite direction in his life.
To get to where I got, I had to put in all that hard work, that dedication, the struggle, the losses, everything that I went through. I had to be strong enough to fight through it.
Over the years, Snoop Dogg underwent a transformation in his public image. Since his debut banger Gin and Juice dropped in '93, the rapper has been a fixture in the hip-hop game. The man went from the rough streets of Long Beach to international stardom, and it's been one heck of a ride. But Snoop's life is not just one big smoking adventure where he does things for fun. There are whispers that his life has been in danger, and in order not to end up like Tupac and Biggie, he had to give up his streets image and rap style. While it's been speculated what really happened to the artist, the talk about potential life danger hangs in the air.
In real life, you might be walking down the street and suddenly a bullet hits you.
Right.
And you might not even know it.
Right.
You see, despite his rise to success and popular tracks, Snoop's life was not all awards and after parties. As one insider shared, no matter how high Snoop climbed, the gravity of the streets would always pull him back down, and that was cool. Snoop didn't mind. The streets were his world. He was in no hurry to leave them behind, despite his success. And the chance to show that he actually belongs with the streets appeared soon enough. In 1993, Snoop Dogg, aka Calvin Broadus, was charged with a serious crime. It happened after a member of a rival gang was shot by Snoop's bodyguard, McKinley Lee, aka Malik, aka Malik, who fired the shot while in the then 21-year-old rapper's vehicle. And the rapper stepped into some serious mud with the whole story, which might have calmed him down a little.
I'm curious, what was going through your mind at the time that the jury was reading the verdict?
But lucky Snake Snoop, even being caught in a legal storm, managed to dodge the legal bullets. But what's fascinating is the impact that whole ordeal had on him. He made a conscious decision to join a bright side and ever since stopped rapping about harsh topics like demise that made him so popular. As the rapper recalled many years after, I was like, somebody's life was lost. My life was changed. This is a real situation. It was a pure shock to everyone. You see, Snoop Dogg's gangster credentials have never been in doubt. Before becoming a central player in West Coast gangster rap, Snoop was an affiliate of the Rollin' 20s Crips and served prison time for the possession of certain substances while still a teenager. Also, being signed with Suge Knight and Dr. Dre's label, it felt like Dogg has been in his niche. But it was hard for the rapper to fit the label's demands.
Beating every day, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how to carry myself. I didn't know how to act because I wasn't never in a position like that.
And suddenly, it all changed with Snoop's decision to become milder. Internal conflicts within the label were like earthquakes, shaking the label's very foundation. Suge Knight ruled with an iron fist, and the toxic atmosphere created a tension between him and Snoop. Also, the information about the oppressive contracts that chained the artist to Suge's will surfaced. So, no wonder that Snoop felt like he didn't belong there anymore. And Knight's criminal record only helped the rapper move to another height of his career. After Suge was arrested and sentenced to 9 years in prison in 1997, Snoop realized it to be the perfect opportunity to switch labels. He signed with Master P's No Limit Records while Knight was in jail.
I let them control everything because I trusted them and I felt like they wouldn't do me wrong. They put me in the game.
Later, the artist didn't hold back, describing his experience working under Knight. I was working against the devil, and through the grace of God, Master P and Priority Records put a deal together that was suitable for me. Snoop later went on to release a diss track about Knight, and it was highly speculated in the music industry that Knight put out a hit on Snoop to end his life.
But look how God changed your life and gave you so many blessings when you decide to do the right thing.
Right.
But breaking the chains of his music imprisonment, Snoop felt that he was untouchable at that moment. With Suge in jail, he finally got his artistic freedom. However, while this is presented like the only explanation of the rapper's sudden career changes, there are whispers that there's something darker lurking behind the scenes. As one person commented, Snoop knows a lot about when Tupac got shot, and another user added, Snoopy is the biggest snake in hip-hop. This feud between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight was like a dark chapter in the annals of hip-hop history, and some insiders are saying it was more than just a clash of egos and a brutal battle for control. It left scars that would forever mark their legacies in the rap game.
I don't need no discussion. I need to be able to make moves so I can provide for my people.
Snoop remembers those death row days like they were yesterday, where he felt like the label had crushed his spirit. As he recalled his experience, I didn't feel like Snoop Dogg at the time. They broke me, doggy style, working on Dogfather. Then I won my case, Dre leaves, Tupac gets shot, Suge goes to jail, and the label wants to unalive me, all in the same year. Apparently, he wanted to escape all the potentially dangerous connections, and with his new label, he could feel the winds of change. During a radio show appearance, Snoop even spilled how Master P literally saved his life.
When sometimes you gotta be smarter than the average bear, you gotta know and understand why you're here. And I needed him as a big brother and a mentor to pull me out of that bad environment.
He was about to release an album and name it after his old label, and Mac 10 was willing to pay him $1 million to make it happen. But fate had a different plan. Master P, sensing the danger, handed Snoop a $35,000 check and told him that releasing the album was a terrible idea and he may not live long enough to see that album released. Snoop, who already learned what it's like to swim in the sinister waters of hip-hip community, chose not one to ignore a chilling prophecy and dropped the idea to release his diss album. Years later, he admitted it was actually a crazy plan that would have led to nothing but mass destruction.
We starving, we hurting, and it's like, in order for us to survive this, somebody got to go out and create something.
Right.
But let's fast forward to the Snoop we all know today. He's basically a global icon, a walking legend in his own right. The man is more than just music. He's a business guru. He's rising to the new heights of his career and even acquired Knight's label in 2022. It looks like a touch of some personal revenge here. Once being mistreated by the label's CO, he managed to escape all the dangers of the rap world and emerge stronger and richer than anyone else from the label.
Pete, and it's like the game that you gave me, they see me doing my thing and doing businesses and branding out and doing different things, but they don't know that I got that from you.
Yeah.
As his career rolled on, he even dipped his toes into pop rap, exploring new musical horizons and capturing a broader audience. Think about it, Snoop and Justin Timberlake on Signs, a track with a soulful vibe. It might not have hit the top of the charts, but it showed Snoop's readiness to distance himself from the dangers of his old world. While some people are calling Snoop Dogg a coward, it seems like every person is entitled to have a choice. The rapper managed to mature and grow up, and he quickly realized that the horrors of hip-hop rivalry may land him buried 6 feet under. New partnerships, on the contrary, broadened his fan base and secured his status as a respected and influential figure in the music industry.
Because that's who I am.
Right.
I'm Suge and Puffy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all in the videos, rapping, dancing, NFT.
Now, we know Snoop Dogg as the ultimate boundary pusher and a master of reinvention. Today, he's like the living blueprint for trading a life of prohibited substances, gangs, and violence for an iconic status in the business. As the rapper himself mentioned, if anything is constant, it's that the music industry will always be changing. With his example, Snoop Dogg is trying to show everyone who's struggling or being threatened that there's always a choice. When life deals you a tough hand, there's a chance to play it with incredible talent, hard work, and some genius business moves.
And you know, yeah, some wrong things are gonna happen, but we're gonna do more right than wrong.
Whatever have strayed Snoop from his street life certainly did a huge favor for his career. Even with the complications of gangster hip-hop style, he had this knack for finding direction, sometimes from the unlikeliest of sources, and it all came together to craft one of the most epic and unforgettable careers of all time. While some fans are praising him for that, saying things like, "Dogg is highly intelligent and knows how to navigate any world he's in," others consider him an outlaw who has no more alliances in the rap community. As this fan wrote, Snoop is a traitor. I don't believe a word he says, such a hater and pretender, but it will fall into place. Well, there's one thing that we can all agree on. The rapper knows how to navigate through the storm and emerge on top. But here's a real question for you guys. Do you think that Snoop Dogg's rapid transition is just his way to stay alive? And was there any real danger for his life? Let me know what you're thinking, and meanwhile, don't forget to check my other videos.